If we think a positive thought about ourself, the serotonin release helps to build our self-esteem and we feel better in ourselves. Self-esteem is simply the measure of how much we like ourselves. By focusing on what you like about yourself, you release the serotonin and you start to feel better. As you feel better, you feel more worthwhile. It helps you to build more self confidence. You gain greater levels of self belief. If, however, the thought you think is negative, the negative impulse releases a different chemical, cortisol, which is a neuroinhibitor. So the more we become negative, the more our brain actually closes down and focuses on the problem. In addition, the cortisol release lowers our self-esteem. The more you think negative about yourself, the less confident you feel, the less sure of yourself you are, the more uncertain and down you feel. Sometimes it is important to raise our awareness of what it is that we believe needs improving about ourselves. If we are blind to a bad behavior, if we are closing our eyes to a negative attitude, if we are unaware of a limiting belief that is holding us back, those things don't go away or self-correct. We carry them through our life like baggage. And so within personal development, we are encouraged to question ourselves, to look at ourselves, to see our darkness as well as our light. The key, however, is to maintain a dominant focus on what is right. Be aware of what it is that needs improving, correcting, or avoiding, but stay focused on what is right. By focusing on what is right about you, you release the feel-good chemicals of serotonin and oxytocin, the chemical that gives us the feeling of love, and those feelings are genuine. And those feelings not only help you to feel better, they boost your immune system. They help your well-being. They form the brain cell connections that help you to come with more ideas, and you have more motivation to put those ideas into practice. But if your dominant focus is on what's wrong with you, then you're releasing more and more cortisol, and the cortisol makes you feel down. It will also start to form illness because when you release cortisol, you're telling your brain that there is danger. And the cortisol, because your brain's thinking there's danger, the cortisol closes down your digestion system, closes down your lymph system, which cleans your body, closes down your immune system, which keeps you healthy. And that energy is sent to your muscles with adrenaline so that you can fight or flight and survive the danger. The brain doesn't know the difference between a real danger like a hungry bear that wants to eat you and you need to run away from, or a worry in your life. And when you think negatively about your life, and particularly when you think negatively about yourself, you release an excess amount of cortisol and actually send yourself down and become more and more sad and sink into depression. It's a balance that is needed between being aware of the negative, the danger, the thing that needs avoiding, but stay predominantly focused on the positive. Not only because of the chemical release within the brain, but because of the commands that you send to your subconscious. Now, your subconscious mind is enormously powerful, thousands of times more powerful than your conscious mind. It can do the most amazing things that the scientists still don't understand how it can achieve what it can achieve. The one thing that your subconscious mind cannot do is make choices. It's almost mechanical. It's your autopilot. It follows your dominant thought. If your dominant thought is on what you don't want, the subconscious doesn't understand don't. It just takes you towards the dominant thought. You can see this in life in young children. Their conscious mind isn't developed when they're very small. And if you tell a young child don't touch, they touch. By thinking about what you don't want, you get more of it. Some years ago in my seminar in London, I had a motorcycle riding instructor on the program, and he was explaining to me that the big danger for motorcyclists are all of the holes we have in the roads in England. And several motorcyclists have been killed by hitting these big holes. And so what the teaching the motorcyclists is, be aware of the hole, but don't stare at the hole. Because if you stare at the hole, you will automatically steer to the hole. Be aware of the hole, but stay focused on where you want to go. Here skiing, and yesterday I had messages from people saying, don't crash, and don't fall over, and don't hit a tree, and they mean well. But the command I need to send to my subconscious is, be safe, stay upright, ski well. Because if I think about hitting the tree, I will subconsciously move to the tree. There are many rocks on the ski slope as there are rocks in the road of life. And to navigate well, we need to be aware of the rocks and the holes, and we need to stay focused on where we want to go, because in that way we guide ourselves towards it. And this is a principle taught in skiing, to look where you want to go, and it's taught with motorcyclists, and it's taught in many different areas and sports. And it's a principle we can all follow. In fact, it's a very ancient principle. In some ancient cultures, it was known as a movement with repose. It's the balance between setting an intention and having an ease of how you get there, being aware of the negative, staying focused on the positive. In other cultures, it's known as an effort with ease. In the East, it was called wu-wei, the flowing way. By setting a goal and having an intention and looking at your goal once a day, you help to form the brain cell connections that in turn send the command to your subconscious to keep you moving towards the intention that you hold for yourself.